Wewe Makerere, a student zoe, ancestors zoe, ra. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wewe Makerere, a student zoe, ancestors zoe, ra. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please resume your seats. Now, gallant Makererians, I mean hungry Makererians, today I'm going to be brief. I wanted the world to listen to you, not to me. Me, I graduated from Makerere 21 years ago. So it is you guys that know the Makerere of today. When I was Makerere, when I was in Livingstone, when I was in Makerere, we would eat. Actually, every Thursday we would look forward to some chikoko. Those days, Makerere was the aspiration of every student, every child. We would burn the midnight candle to make sure we reach Makerere. And every time a child reached Makerere, the parents were relieved. Unfortunately, all that glory has been eroded over time. When I was listening to us singing the university anthem, you know me, I pay attention to the lyrics. I would hear from east to west, from north to the south, all voices singing, "Arise, Makerere." But does that still reflect? Does that still make sense? Arise, Makerere. Don't forget, through the years, those that have walked through the great gates of Makerere, are the gates still great? Is Makerere still great? I was very well represented by the people that have spoken, especially your leadership. Your former guild president put it very straight, and I cannot add so much useful stuff to that. However, like Comrade Katana said, all institutions are being eroded slowly but surely. What's painful is that what is meant to build for the future is actually clearly destroying the future. Imagine the children in primary school that are going for their PLE, those that are going for or are doing their UCE exams, those that are sitting their senior 6. You think they dream of coming to Makerere, the greatest university in Uganda? No. Because, I mean, look at the government students. Back then we would brag being government students. It meant a lot. People would fear me because I was a government student. They don't fear you anymore. Why? Because of what the regime has reduced you to. This is not an issue of the enablers. It is not an issue of the students that sell you out. As a matter of fact, it is not an issue of Nawangwe. There's the original planner of all this, and that is Genomo 7. And if the guy was gone by now, you would not be here. So, friends, you are on your own. We all are on our own. And therefore, each one of you, each one of us must play a role in the transformation of this country. Everywhere it is dead because that's how they want it to be. They want to reduce you to beggars. But most importantly, they want to beat you down psychologically, to make you believe that you don't deserve anything. You are the first line of intellectualism in Uganda. But look at you, look at how you're being treated. They're forcing you to believe that you don't matter in this country. And I beseech you, don't accept that nonsense because you matter. Yes. Back in the day, how could a DPC in my days call a student of Makerere and tell them not to exercise their right? In my generation, you tell us that nonsense. It's like in my generation, all of us were Mosiris. All of us were Nambasas. And I request you to emulate these leaders. Dictatorial governments only listen to pressure. And that brings me to why we invited you here. We were in Kisoro yesterday, but we knew that we had to meet you today. So what we are doing today is only a symbolic gesture of solidarity with you, to share a meal with you, but most importantly, to provoke those that are supposed to be fulfilling this responsibility and they're absconding on it. So with this gesture, I want to challenge the administration of Makerere and indeed to warn you that these students that don't have to eat, when push comes to shove, they are going to eat you. So better do what you have to do now. To you friends, if you don't stand up, nobody is going to see you. If you don't speak up, nobody is going to hear you. Such governments work on pressure. And we hope this gesture, number one, incites others. Because you guys are our children, you are our friends, but most importantly, you are our hope. So I encourage all thoughtful Ugandans to come to your aid. Hunger is not like rent. Rent can wait. Hunger, you cannot hide from it. Some of us have skills in hiding from landlords. But you cannot hide from your own stomach. So this is to remind those that are responsible and to provoke them and to warn them. With those few words, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you to pressure those that are supposed to do things so that they can do what they are mandated to do. I thank you and I encourage you to stand firm, to resist. This is oppression, and like Bike said, you can replace oppression with Museveni. Rise up and demand for what's rightfully yours, because if you don't, then even the most basic of your rights, you will lose them. When you pressure them, they'll do what they have to do and everybody will be happy. Thank you very much for God and my country.
People power, our power. I definitely don't want to be bya luzungu lero, bya luzungu banange. Lero luzungu abo mawulire go Luganda mugaze mu Luganda nga munnyonnyola byayogedde mu luzungu. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Like my brother Benjamin said, all that is happening is not because the government does not have money. They have more than necessary, but you people are not a priority to them. And yet we are singing that we build for the future, the great Makerere. How can you build for the future when students are hungry and they are starving? And when they rise up to speak, I saw these comrades from Kyambogo the other day being picked up like grasshoppers. Right now as you are coming in, I saw police guys here trying to stop you. And the DPC saying you should not come to Kavule because Kavule is going to give you food. I even saw some propaganda which they had put out there to say that NUP has cancelled this event. That we needed permission from police. We did not get it, therefore the event has been cancelled because they are trying to frustrate you in that regard. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand what is going on in this country. For us as a National Unity Platform, we believe in investing in the future of our country. That is why our main priority is healthcare and education. And I can tell you, the day our president sits in that state house, which legitimately would belong to him even right now. The things we are going to focus on, most importantly, are education and healthcare. Why? Because if you invest in the people, you are investing in the future of your country. That is what we believe in. That is what we believe in as the National Unity Platform. It is very unfortunate. I even saw a headline the other day. They were saying that very soon they are going to scrap government scholarship. Instead of increasing, they are just trying to reduce. And that is what they want to do. They want to scrap government scholarship. And what will happen to that money? You know what has been going on. We lose over 10 trillion shillings in corruption every single year. Other countries are even having free university education for all students. But here, even the few who are on government scholarship, they are not giving you allowances on time, and they are even contemplating removing all that. So I think the most important call today is rise up and defend your rights. Rise up and fight for a better country. Someone was even telling me yesterday that some government students, the little money you get, you send some of it at home. Because your parents are what? Are poor. So you can see that the problem is not only here, it is a national problem. So when a parent is lucky and their child goes on government scholarship, they know that at least these other children are going to get some money. When that government student is given an allowance, this one who is at Makerere is going to send me some money, and I take the siblings of this one to school. So stop looking at this as your own problem. Look at it as a national problem, and let us fight to resolve it. Without wasting any other time, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to allow you to allow me.
I don't wish to see them committing suicide, because when you add anger to examination stress, it equals to death. And yet we are going for our examinations. Mr. President, the day we left here, the DPs of Wandegea, Afande Hassan, called all the Mugosa leaders who came here. He told them, we are going to arrest you, we are going to suspend you. And very many of them got intimidated. He just said that because they're mobilizing for people to come and get food. But I want to assure you, Mr. DPC, we are ready to die of bullets, but we shall not die of hunger. Back to my fellow students. These are the times that we need to stand as the youths of this country. These are the times that we need to know that everything concerns us. When we had the fees policy, some government students were like, I don't pay tuition, the government pays for me. They shied away. Today we're on government, today's issue is on the government side. Very many private students are like, it's not about me. But I want to assure you, everyone will test on the pain, on the tears of this government. I want to assure you, this is the time that we need to stand, that we need to revive the Makerere that existed, that when one student missed an examination, all the rest never did that examination. But I want to assure you, even me speaking, I missed an examination over tuition. Just because we have lost it. Where have we gone wrong? Why don't we have those solid leaders, the current aspirants? Where did the Makerere leadership go? Where did the revolutionaries go? Where did the Musiris of today? It's time that we need to stand as Makererians and put up a change. And I may have a lot to say, but due to time, thanks very much for listening to me.
Administration Z, enawangwe Z, ra, cha, Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, My name is Wandukwa Simon. I am a third-year law student, and I am a hungry Makererean. Very hungry and very angry. Mr. President, in 2017, the administration of Makerere removed food from halls of residence amidst the strong opposition from the Education Committee of Parliament, and they scrapped off that privilege of food. And from that time, students are dying in their small rooms in Chikumi, and in halls of residence. Students are surviving on cassava and water, and yet they're supposed to be in classes, concentrated and reading. The Nawangwe administration and its policies do not have any empathy on students. All they want is to reduce a university to a go to class and back to your room kind of thing. This is a university for God's sake. We have had many times when this university comes out to shut down students whenever they have genuine concerns. When the former guild president, Nambasa, was president, she led a team of students to strike for their rights. And I want to tell you, gallant Makerereans here, that whereas the NUP, the National Unity Platform here, has given us food in form of rice and posho, I want to implore you, I am not part of those that are going to keep lamenting on several other organizations calling out for food. I want to call upon you, let us get back to streets like we have always done. When Nambasa led a group of students, Nawangwe suspended students until he could not suspend them anymore. There were many. Yes. But when they suspend you alone, everyone keeps quiet. When Bossa Price was suspended alone, everyone kept quiet. You know, when I was suspended with a group of few others like Odama there, the rest of you kept quiet. But when Ambassa was suspended with a group of 15, all of them were restated. Now, Nawangwe does not have capacity to suspend all of you in thousands. For God's sake, you are over 5,000 government students. And I want to call upon you that as we are here lamenting about the food problem and challenge in Makerere University, I know we have done our part as government students. We have always come out on street to raise our voices, but there are more problems concerning government students. Recently, they have cut the number of government students from over 5,000 to 3,000. There was a policy that was passed on the floor of Parliament to increase the allowances from 4,500 to 10,000. It was still cut down by the cabinet of Mr. Museveni. Now, these are things we're talking about and a reality in this country. When we talk about these things, many of you think we're politicizing, but the challenges of government students is real. Get back on streets, put on your red gowns whenever you're oppressed, and demand for your rights. Thank you very much. Makerere, a fighting goal, a fighting goal. Intimidation is intimidation is and I want to see. Ra, cha, hello. People power, our power. We. I said you. People power, and Nupa, and Bobby Wino, and Chagulano, and Loisa, and Katana, and Zako, Amafo, and pathetic leaders, and sympathetic government, Okuchiku, and administration Z, and losing Z, and hunger Z, and starving Z, and winning goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Secretary General of the ruling political party, Mr. Treasurer, Minister in charge of Youth Affairs, all esteemed leaders present, gallant Makererians, a good afternoon to you all. My name is Sentamu Churchill James, a son of the land and a member of the Hungry Students Committee that has decided to associate at the government offices here at Kabule. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to join you to present our plea to the President. Mr. President, sir, this is just a preamble of the pain and hunger inside the great walls of Makerere. Many students were intimidated from coming, many were demoralized, many were intimidated about suspensions and all whatnot. However, in the Duran, ladies and gentlemen, you that are here are a true representation of those that have decided to stand with what you believe is right. The DPC made few calls yesterday. I, for one, received the call. I was told not to indulge myself in things that do not concern me, but I strongly believe I and Makerere students are as one. Whether or not a government student, what affects a gallant Makererian affects us as one. We are here in unison and in unison to extend our cry to you, the President of the National Unity Platform, and to other donors. We are very much aware that a bigger population of people would have been here if it weren't for certain circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a history of draconian policies being instigated by the current administration. And Mr. President, you normally say, a great writer once said that every generation has its mission, and it is upon that generation to betray or fulfill that mission. Gallant Makererians, you have a mission to see that these draconian policies come to an end. You do not need a leader. You don't need a leader to show you direction. However, it is self-instigated. It is self-propagated. I strongly believe you that are here is a true representation of what you believe in. And if you really have to stand for the truth, you better be ready to stand alone. I would like to conclude by saying that the greatest question of the day shall not be answered by the speeches of the nobles, but by blood and iron. Let's get that blood and iron out. Let's go there and let's fight for what's right here ours.
You know, when somebody quotes Otto von Bismarck at these times, I'm encouraged and inspired. Thank you very much, Churchill. You've made my day. You have spoken, and I am grateful that you got the time, Churchill. Thank you. They took the time. Musiri.